recording.
Okay, well, that one stayed in the fairway, although it's a rough part of the fairway. Kind of a scattery lie there. The hole is right up there. I'm about 120, I guess, out. So let me get it lined up and we'll see what happens here. All right, so I hit a decent 8-iron from about 135 yards. It looks like it's up on the right front area of the green, maybe in the fringe. Definitely in the fringe as I approach it. So I've got a pitch and a putt for par, hopefully. But I have been known to leave these pitches a little short. I do need some practice with my short range clubs. Anyway, can't see the ball from here, but it's about 5 feet into the apron surrounding the green. See what we can do. Okay, this is kind of unbelievable. That tree that I caught. Hold on. Anyway, that tree that I caught, which is in my one of my very, very, very good friends from childhood, Rob Kreitzberger. He unfortunately died of cancer when he was about 18 or 19. Anyway, that was his old house up there on top of the hill. One of those trees caught my ball and kicked it right there in the middle of the darn fairway. How about that? So I've got about 125 yards, I guess, 130 yards maybe to the pin, and I'm gonna hit the ball there. Okay, made perfect contact with that ball, which was a pretty amazing feeling. If you've never done that, you need to do it. Looks like it probably went beyond the green though. I think I overestimated the yardage, didn't really take the turn into account. So let's go find the ball. Might just be on the back of the green there, it looks like. That should be a pretty easy pitch and putt. I'm gonna go investigate this. I'll be back. Okay, so I almost did what I wanted to do. Took a little bit of a fade off to the right, which I don't rarely, maybe 1 out of 3 times I'll hit a fade. One time I'll hit it straight, one time I'll hit a hook or a draw. Usually I hit a fade when I'm trying to hit a draw because I'm not getting the club face closed out. Anyway, it's up here to the right. It's about 30 yards short of where I wanted to be. So I will probably have like a 3, oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have like a 3 wood into the green, and hopefully the 3 wood, since it normally works for me in the fairway, will be the right club here. I'll let you know. Well, I hit a really nice chip. I was hitting out of this, which is just like dirt and tree branch limbs and dried up leaves and stuff. But I put it, can't really see that, I put it about 6 feet from the hole, which was a great chip for me. I kind of watched it while it was flying and I was like, oh my God, it's perfect. It wasn't quite perfect, but it was gosh darn good for me. I'm gonna go sink that putt and get a par on the hardest hole on the golf course. And then I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, that's not too bad. That's totally makeable. The ball is, I'm going to call it 5 feet from the hole. And that's a very straight uphill putt. So I just give it a little punch and hopefully it rolls the direction I want it to. And that will be a par. So my ball ends up in the rough on the left side of the fairway at about 145 yards. There were some guys that were out here driving around like they shouldn't be, who were way up by the green and then drove all the way back to where my ball was, and I almost hit them. So just a shout out to everybody out there playing golf. Just keep an eye out for people and take that extra step or look up to see, make sure nobody's there, because I could have killed one of those guys. Not that my ball was flying that fast, because it certainly wasn't. But I'll take it. It's about a 210, 220 yard drive, and it'll work. So I got about a 7-iron into the green, and I will let you guys know how that goes. So what you want to do, when you come up short on a tee shot, but you have a decent lie, is just powder keg a 3-wood up there as far as you can make it go, which for me is about 200 yards, and leave yourself in a really nice position, just off the right side of the fairway. That is what works for me. So I will let you know what happens next. Peace. Okay, so what happens next is that you land it right in the fairway about 60 or 70 yards from the green, and hopefully get a nice wedge shot in there within 15 feet and have a chance for a birdie putt. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm videotaping myself and I have to like toe the line here, but I just hit that 60-degree wedge from about 63 yards to, looks like about 5 feet. Yeah, 5 feet from the hole. Pretty happy with that shot. I'm gonna go fix my ball mark, and then I'm gonna sink that putt for a birdie. Here's the thing about 6-foot birdie putts. I don't believe that I should be able to make them, and therefore I don't. So that ball was, when I looked at it from behind the ball, it was much more like 6 feet. And I hit it nice and straight, and it just didn't tilt around the hole like I thought it was going to, and the ball went about 6 inches by the hole. So I had to tap in for par. Really wanted that birdie though. I got to get rid of that bogey on my card. I'm going for a personal record today. We'll see what happens. Okay, so this is hole number 6. I wouldn't call it a nemesis hole for me, but it just has things that I don't like. So I hit my drives low. I don't tee them up very high, so they just kind of go, 20 or 30 feet off the ground. There's about a 15 to 20 foot riser out here on this fairway, so the whole thing steps up about 15-20 feet, and if I don't hit my ball just right, it will catch that and end up way short. So also there are trees to the right, shorter than I would normally drive, but when I hit to the right, it usually goes a little shorter anyway. And then on the left, there are numerous trees down through that rough on the left side of the fairway. 5 altogether, I think, before you get to the green. And one of those is always a magnet for a duck hook from yours truly. So what I really want to do is hit it straight forward, 220 to 250 yards, and then have a nice short iron in somewhere between a 7 and a wedge, 7 and a sand wedge, and hopefully a couple putts for a par would be great. So I'm getting ready to go. I will let you know how it turns out. All right, so I pitched past the hole. I had about a 10-foot putt coming back for par, and I missed that, so I got a 5, a bogey. My first bogey in the last 4 holes. Anyway, I'm over it. So I step up to the tee on the next hole, which is a par 4, kind of up and down, goes to the left. So it's not really a dog leg again, it's more of just a turn. And hit a pop fly, which, just so you know, happens when you hit the ball on the way down as opposed to slightly on the upswing, with the driver anyway. And so the pop fly went about 200 yards in the air and about 200 yards down the fairway. Maybe not even that much, maybe 180 yards down the fairway. So I've got about 220 to the green. That's a full 3-wood. Don't know what's going to happen here. I assume it'll go somewhere relatively toward the hole. We'll find out. Yep, so I ended up just 30 yards from where the pin should be, over that sand trap, which is like a electro death magnet for my golf balls for some reason. Anyway, this is much more concerning. Just gonna walk up here real quick. Love the forest around this course. It just is so awesome. That is not awesome. The last people to play this hole, because they're just not good people apparently, didn't put the flag back in. So please remember when you're golfing that other people are golfing behind you and that they need to have the same targeting system that you have, which is the flag. And if you just leave the flag lying on the green like a douche, then it makes it really hard for people to see where they're hitting the ball to. Anyway, here I am back at my ball, going up and over this sand trap. I'm hoping for a good pitch, but the green rolls away from where the flag is, so I'd rather have it on this side of the flag than the other. So I will see what I can do. Okay, found my ball, my first shot, and it was a little further back than I hoped it would be. It's probably 30 yards behind where I wanted it to be. But that's what I'm talking about, how the fairway turns to the right. And really you can see all the way up to the green, but from where my ball is, it's on kind of a side hill below my feet, lie a little bit below my feet. And what I've found works best in these situations is to swing a club that you're really comfortable with. So I'm comfortable with my 5-wood. I think I've got plenty of room there between those trees. So I'm going to try a 5-wood. The wind's kind of blowing at me also, so I want to get it down there as far as I can so I don't have too long of a shot going into the green. We'll see what happens. Well, that one turned out all right. It was not a beautiful shot. It was never more than about 3 feet off the ground, but it was below my feet, and I caught it on the downswing and just kind of sent it straight forward, right at the middle of the fairway. But there's a couple of, I don't know if ditch is the right word, there's a couple of places where this fairway gets a little rough, and it ran through those, and looks like it's kind of right, it's over there, it's right in the middle of the fairway, about 185 yards maybe. Let me measure it. Okay, well that could have worked out a lot worse anyway. I hit it up the left side, so it was just went left. It wasn't a hook or any kind of a shot flaw necessarily. Just my swing plane was off to the left. So it's outside of the sand trap, just about pin high. I'm gonna go up there and try to pitch and putt this. Hopefully get a par on this par 3. If not, I'll take a 4, but I'm not gonna be happy about that. So I'm hoping for a par. Need a good pitch. I got about, I don't know, 30 yards, 35 yards on the pitch. We'll talk to you at the end of this 9 holes. So I was off on the right side, right kind of near this nonsense over here. I pitched to about 6 feet, which was amazing. It bounced twice before it hit the green and then just rolled right past the cup. I was really hoping it was going to go in there for a minute. But then I remembered who I am. So I went down there to hit that uphill putt. It was about, I don't know, 3 inches uphill and 6 feet. And I hit it too hard. I hit it too hard. And so I left myself about a foot coming back and made that for bogey. So I'm going to calculate my score. I had 1 mulligan. I don't really remember where that was, maybe on hole 2. Anyway, so I got a 9, 4 is 13, and 3 is 16, and 10 is 26, and 11 is 37, and 4 is 41. 41 is about as good as I've been able to do, ever. So I will take that in my first televised round of golf. Sorry there wasn't more actual golf footage, but I'll be working on that in the future. And you guys all have a great day. Play golf. It's the best.